Is there any tips or secrets to getting 1000 FPS plus? My build is quite decent, but I can't seem to get above 500 FPS. So first of all, you really don't need 1000 frames per second in Clone Hero. So I recently spoke to Bulbasaraman, who is an admin in the official Clone Hero Discord. He told me like a while ago, but I just confirmed it right here, that you should be aiming for around 3 times whatever your monitor's refresh rate is. So for example, if you've got a 60Hz monitor, you want to go for 180 frames per second, which is going to be the default. If you have a 120Hz monitor, you want to go for 360 frames per second. And if you've got a 144Hz monitor, you want to aim for 432 frames per second. And in order to set these frame rates in Clone Hero, what you want to do is go down to Settings, Video, and then on the frame rate tab right here, the little frame rate section, you want to increase that to whatever number your monitor supports. So for me, I'm on a 144Hz monitor, so I'm going to set my frame rate to 430. Other things you can do to sort out your frame rate is by changing the graphics API. So by default, it should be DirectX 11. However, if you've got a newer graphics card, you can always try DirectX 12. OpenGL, or even Vulkan. Next, you can turn down your resolution to something a little bit lower, like 1600 by 900, and go into windowed mode in order to get, slightly better frame rates. I would strongly recommend turning off VSync, as VSync can cause some strange problems with the hit window in the game. Next thing I can recommend is turning off your multi-sampling anti-aliasing all the way down to the lowest. Edges will look a bit more jagged, however it will help with performance. You can turn off particles, flames, highway star power effects, star power lighting, star power colors, as well as turning down the note animation frames per second and star animation frames per second, and even turning down your controller poll rate to something more reasonable. On the topic of poll rate, something to note is that the poll rate is how many times per second your controller is connecting to your PC. If you're getting stutters with your game, I recommend turning this down, or even if you've got a high poll rate mouse, so if you've got a gaming mouse, you should probably turn the settings down on that. So as you can see, this is my gaming mouse right here. If you go into the performance tab of Razer Synapse, you can see here the polling rate is how many times the mouse updates every second. This goes all the way up to 1000, and if you've got a lower powered PC, this will cause stuttering in your game. It might sound wild, but trust me, this does happen. So if you're having troubles with frame rates and stuttering, maybe turn it back down to like 125 or about 500, depending on the power of your PC. There are a million different companies making mice, and they all have their own little GUI and settings you can go into. And probably the final thing I can mention is the lyrics in the game. If you turn them off, you may get higher frame rates as well. This is a very small thing though, it's not a huge amount, but there is one song that I'll show you just on screen right now that I have found that does cause low frame rates. And that song is Come to Daddy Pappy Remix. Obligatory, how do you hit chimneys? I've always just played them as zigs, lol. So before we actually learn how to hit chimneys, we actually have to learn what the pattern is of chimneys. So the easiest way to do this is to show you in Moonscraper, the chart program. So the easiest way to do it is to show you like this. This is a chimney in its most basic form. A zig section, and then also this note right here. And if we copy and paste this over and over again, multiple times, this is what chimneys look like. They're called chimneys because if you look at them from the side, this looks like a roof, and that looks like an actual chimney that you would see on a roof. So first of all, what you want to do is you want to go into a song that has chimneys and slow it down to a really slow speed. Next, we're going to look at this pattern. Easiest way to explain it, in this little test chart I've made in particular, you want to tap on every single line. So this thick line here, you want to tap that blue note, and then the next blue note you want to tap that as well. Everything in between you want to use with your left hand. The ideal way of doing it would be to do it like this. Hold the lowest note first of all, so the red, and then do the first tap note, which is the blue in this case. So tap, second finger on, third finger on, let go of third finger, let go of second finger, and then tap again. And that's where it repeats. So slowly it looks like this. Now to show you in the song. Tap, da, 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 tap, da, 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 tap, da, 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 tap, da, 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 da. And what I recommend is finding a section like this and slow all the way down, FC the section about 3 times, and then speed it up by 5% and try it again, and FC that like another 3 times. So here it is again. A little bit faster this time. So as you can see, you can get pretty quick in it, and you can obviously go much, much higher. But that's the basics of Chimneys and how you hit them. Hope this helps. Tutorial on chorus. Hey all, I've been getting into Clone Hero recently, and I don't have an amazing understanding of the UI in chorus. Could anyone explain to me what the little symbols mean? Right, so this is chorus. So chorus is a chart search engine where you can search for whatever song you want in the search bar and you will find a chart for it. So how does it work? Well, let's say you want to play Backcountry by Avenged Sevenfold. Just type in Backcountry and you'll get charts of it. However, chorus isn't perfect, and sometimes you may need to use the advanced search up here in order to search for it. So you can type in the song name here, so Backcountry, and then the artist name, Avenged Sevenfold, and that sort of thing. And you can even search by charter. You can also then search by guitar difficulty, so that's 1 difficulty, 2 difficulty, 3 difficulty, 4 and 5. And then these are the different difficulties themselves, so like easy, medium, hard and expert. This is the button you click to download the chart itself. This right here are the sources, so let's say you want to go to where the source is, you can just click this and it'll open up where the chart is actually stored in Google Drive, and this is the date on which it was uploaded and the time. Here you've got the difficulty numbers and notes per second, and then here you've got support for each different instrument. So for example, the one on the right is drums because they're 2 little drumsticks. This one is bass because there's only 4 notches on the side, and then this one is guitar. If you want to know more, I've included a picture on the screen that you can see right now, made by the Kingsy over on Twitch, which explains things in a bit more detail. About CHBot. Is there a way to tell if CHBot is playing the chart compared to someone actually playing it? The best way of knowing if a chart is being played by a real person or not is to look for the multiplier. If there is a multiplier, it's being played by a real person, and if there isn't a multiplier, then it's being played by the Clone Hero bot. A lesser known fact is that the golden ring around the multiplier dictates whether you're on a full combo or not. If you've missed in a song, the ring disappears. If you're on a full combo, you will see the golden ring. Is it any chance of a new Guitar Hero or Rock Band game coming for PS4? So chances are, no, there is not going to be a new Guitar Hero or Rock Band game for PS4. First of all, Guitar Hero, which is made by Neversoft, has been acquired by Activision Blizzard, as you can see right here. Activision Blizzard, for those who don't know, are the people who make the Call of Duty games, and the Call of Duty games are doing really well, so there's no reason why they would switch to a series that is failing instead of focusing on the good one. And what I mean by failing is that, for those of you who know Guitar Hero Live, that was their attempt at a reboot of a Guitar Hero game, and it completely flopped. It completely failed. So it doesn't look like we're going to be getting a new Guitar Hero game, although it would be kind of cool to see like a remaster of one of the old ones, but I don't see a new Guitar Hero happening. As for Rock Band, as you can see here, I mean, they're still releasing new DLCs for Rock Band 4, so it's very doubtful that we're going to be getting a new Rock Band anytime soon. And to be honest, I think there will probably be a Rock Band 5 at some point in the future, but not for a while, because they're clearly releasing new DLCs. On top of this, if they were to make a new one, it wouldn't be for the PlayStation 4. It would be for the 5 or newer. Simply because the PlayStation 4 is not a new console at this point. It is, I don't want to say old, but it is not the newest. And therefore, why make something for that when they can make it for the newest of the new? Hey Zantor, I have a question. GH1 Charts have a count-off at the start of the song. So when a song is imported to music software like Reaper and FL Studio, is it possible to add one before a song and export it into one audio track? Oh yikes, yeah, a bit of a difficult one this. So the easiest way I can answer this would be to first show you that this is the example of what's been talked about here. So this is a Rock Band song I've just pulled up, and if you take a listen, you'll be able to hear that there is a count in. There is a like a hi-hat. And then the song starts. Can you add one of these to a song that you're charting nowadays, or like a song that already exists out there? Yes, you can. However, adding them to songs already have been charted would be a real nightmare to do. Oh, I couldn't imagine. So you'd have to first open up the audio track, and then actually manually add your own in there, in like Audacity or something. And then you'd have to realign all of the notes after you've re-exported the audio with the counting in. So you'd have to realign every single, the rest of the chart, and it just wouldn't be worth it for, however many charts you have, which is probably in the thousands. But you could do it for new charts that you've just started doing. So, for example, this is a song, this is an example, this is Buddy Holly. So what you could do is you could always, there's probably a way to generate it, or rhythm track or something like that. But yeah, this is probably how you do it. Like that. But, I mean, it really isn't worth it. And either way, there's always a chance that in the future, whatever game we end up playing in the future might have some sort of built-in counting system. So that would kind of invalidate and make all the charts that already have that kind of feel old. And on that note, thanks for watching. This is the end of the video. If you have any more questions you'd like me to answer, leave them in the comments. I'll try and make another one. We'll just keep going and see what happens. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. I've got more Clone Hero videos out there. And check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Zantor Gaming. So yeah, see you later.